am DC, for those of you that don't know, and I am host of Barside Jive, and I am live on Dragon because I do this every Wednesday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time for all you folks that aren't in this time zone. Today is Wednesday, March 11th, 2020, and this show is broadcast live every Wednesday from 1523 Dragon Street, which is in the heart of Dallas's Design District. It's a very cool place, guys. We're just down the street from the new Virgin Hotel, which is another really cool landmark in this area. But this is the location of the very cool Hip and Hippie Pop-Ups, and I'm surrounded by artisans of all types, which I'll kind of talk a little bit more about later. But we have creatives here that create everything from handmade jewelry to handcrafted journals to natural candles, coffee. We even have a coffee line here. A couple of Dallas firefighters have. So we have a lot of cool stuff, and you're welcome to come down and shop. But we're going to bring you this show because we do it every Wednesday because we like to bring you music, guys, because that's the one thing in this world that heals us. It brings us together. It crosses those many divisions that there are in the way of human contact. So this is a real cool thing that we do every Wednesday, and we're glad you guys are a part. My show today is brought to you by Hip and Hippie. Hip and Hippie is a planet-loving company known for its high-quality, earth-friendly, 100% recyclable candle line and natural body care products. It's no wonder eco-supporting people love Hip and Hippie, hipandhippie.com. On this show, I feature musicians and visual artists every week. So, shoot, man, let's get started. This guy sitting next to me is Patrick Hamilton. He's currently from Denton, Texas. You know, that's the home to a lot of great musicians up in Denton. And this guy's a Texas-born writer who's been traveling all over the United States for years, learning, growing, and experiencing all that he can. He's been busy walking roads, kayaking rivers, hopping trains, climbing mountains, trying foods, and meeting folks from all over the place. He was given a guitar while on the road and just started writing songs. And that has kept him full, happy, and comfortable. Well, and I left off free. It's kept him free. Probably one of the most important things that it does is keeps him free. This guy loves life, and life has given back to him, and he hopes that in some way you will enjoy it as well. He likes to say that he may never make a lot of money at this thing, but he sure as hell can make a living at it, which is what we all strive to do, guys, and that's live a quality life. And I just want to welcome Patrick to Barside Jive Live on Dragon Street. What's going on?
Hey, I'm all right. How are you doing?
Good, good. You ready to play?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, he's anxious to play, guys, so we're just going to let him go ahead and play. Let's just start off with a song.
Took a spill on the way over here, but yeah.
What are you going to play for us?
Since you were talking about the, I think I'll play, I think I'll start with the first song I ever wrote, so we can just break
cool.
right out there.
Cool. How long ago has this been?
I started playing guitar about 7 years ago, so it was about 6 months after took me a long time to write my first song.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
About 6 months after.
What took you a long time to write your first song, but how long did it take you to write it?
About 6 months. I mean, I was just taking notes and kind of, it sounds like it's from one spot, but it was actually a lake in Louisville, a lake in Oklahoma, and then the ocean in Venice Beach. So,
oh, wow.
But it sounds like one place, but
yeah.
Anyway, and I didn't really know the structure of a song, so
right.
it came out like a list poem, kind of like,
okay, cool.
of things that make me happy. So
yeah, well, we're going to hear it. This is Patrick Hamilton right here on Barside Jive Live on Dragon Street.
Do I need to plug this in or anything?
No.
All right.
No, they'll hear you. They'll hear you, won't you guys?
All right.
You'll hear him.
This is the first song I ever wrote. It's called Hurt No More. Sun coming up, my head over the lake. I'm breathing cold air in as last night fades. Scissor tails flip against blue sky, and trees of green shadow my eyes, and my mind's troubles ripple far from the shore. I hurt no more. She rambles on her guitar, feet, toes barely and touching the water. Sound and lights flicker in space. songs about finding peace, and my mind's troubles ripple far from the shore. I hurt no more. I hurt no more. Couple of beers, shooting pool at the bar, hanging with friends who don't know who you are. Outside the nighters drifting off the lake, it's easy now to smell the coming of change, and my mind's troubles ripple far from the shore. I hurt no more. I hurt no more. Crash against the sand. My heart skips a beat as she grabs my hand. I'm curled up close and I can hear her breathe. I close my eyes and I began to dream. Like I said, I probably should have thrown in that little thing at the end again, but I didn't really know how to write a song just because I was doing it. That's usually my experience with most things. I don't really know how to do things until I do it.
But you learn.
Yeah.
Cool. Very good. Very good. So, man, you've traveled a long ways. Any cool stuff that you've seen along the way?
Oh, yeah, a lot. Yeah, I've realized I've racked up some OG points as far as traveling. It's kind of weird to think that, but a lot of the people that I've run across in the last 7 or 8 years of traveling have, since started a family or settled down or gotten somewhere, and it's just kind of fun. But I mean, I walk a lonely road. It's the way it is.
Yeah.
Some of the best places. I get asked all the time what's my favorite place.
Yeah.
And I think I have 2 for different reasons. It just depends on how you like. Port Orford, Oregon was the beginning of my 1,000 miles of walking down the California coast. I started in Port Orford, Oregon because every place was east from there. It's the farthest west you can get in the continental United States.
Right.
So it was a really cool place to be, and it was a really good experience, and it was the beginning of, like I said, a 1,000-mile walk for me, and I just had a lot of good feelings there. But I've only been there once. So if I'm getting realistic on the places I like to go, it'd have to be someplace I've continued to go.
Right.
And so out of the last 5 years, I've been there 3 times to a little island called Middle Bass Island on Lake Erie. It's northern Ohio. And so if I'm being honest, that's pretty much my little secret piece of paradise.
Why is that? What's so special about the place?
I like water. I like water a lot, and you can always find work. I can always find work there, so I'll show up. I'll play a couple of gigs at the only bar on the island, and it's like a very small neighborhood because it's like 2.5 miles, landlocked.
Yeah.
And there's lots of good people out there, lots of boating, lots of fishing, some good walleye, some stuff I don't normally eat.
Right.
And it's just paradise. So I'll work for a few days, and I got very low overhead here. You saw me come in with a skateboard. That's my transportation.
Right.
Carry everything I have on my back. So very low overhead, low maintenance. So whatever I make there, usually 3 or 4 days, I'll chill for a couple of weeks on it.
Right. So I'm interested to know, how many states have you been in the U.S.?
I thought I'd been to just about all of them, but I haven't stopped in Maine yet, and Rhode Island, and I haven't seen a whole lot of the north. The after Pittsburgh, after Pennsylvania,
The far northeast.
Yeah. Above Baltimore and New York, or whatever.
Right.
Above all that, hadn't really seen a whole lot of that. That's why my geography's bad up there. But I love the Pacific Northwest. I like pretty much everything else.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what caused you to start this? I don't know what you call it, nomad.
Yeah, that's a pretty good word, nomadic. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a nomadic lifestyle.
Lifestyle. Yeah.
Well,
Did something happen in your life that was like, okay, I'm done. This is
Yeah.
where I'm heading out.
yeah, this is one of the reasons why I probably won't slow down too much. Is I've always kind of done things backwards, you know. So, I mean, I went to college and then jail and then high school. So, I mean, I learned to ride, I learned to skate, ice skate backwards before I could go forwards. I'm still
Right.
better at going backwards. But, and this is kind of I kind of got into this thing a little late in life. You know, it was after the Army and after I had a family and stuff. And there was a big incident where, you know, I lost my children and partner and didn't want to go to work and got really depressed and quit school and quit the things going on at the time of my life and fought off this depression for about 18 months and then I couldn't fight no more, and when I gave in, found myself on a floor one morning, unsuccessful suicide attempt, and I kind of got up and you never really know what it's like to be on the other side of that until you're on the other side of that. I could speculate how people would feel after that, but I can only tell you how I felt in the moment. I got up, cleaned myself up, and was like, it's like something in my head was wiped clean. I was like, well, my best thinking just got me right here, you know? 30 years of me making my choices got me to self-destruct, you know?
Right.
And I couldn't go back to the work or school or the things I'd done before because they all involved my family so tightly. And I just decided I'm gonna go see the coast because I had never seen the coast. And you know, don't want something like this to happen and me not to see the coast. So I went out there for a little while. Then I came back home and I just kind of gathered my things and decided I'm just gonna keep walking. So I might have started kind of as a runaway. I feel like I've turned into a running towards type of thing. I definitely found purpose within the first couple of years, and I have a plan, and I'm just looking for a place. That's the way my mind works. Purpose, plan, place.
Right.
But I feel like, to be fair for myself, I gotta pretty much look at everywhere before I pick a place to stay.
Right. So what you described a while ago was kind of what we might call, or a lot of people might call, a normal a normal family situation.
Oh yeah.
You know, a lot of people. I've got a similar kind of breaking out story, but not to the. I didn't take up a nomadic lifestyle, but well, in a way, but I never did. I didn't really leave. Well, yeah, I guess I kind of did.
I do my best thinking while walking. I was put into. I actually took a lot of dance when I was younger too, and I took baseball, and I was just put into any activity that because I would move all the time.
Yeah.
And so
kept you busy.
So I do my best thinking while walking. And walking's still my favorite way to get around. So
Right.
If I have a question or something that needs answered, something I need to figure out,
Right.
I usually put one foot in front of the other and make it.
So do you miss the life that you had, the what people might call normal? Do you miss that? Are you searching for that again, or?
I don't think I'm searching for that again because I think that would minimize the value of what it was. You know, I wouldn't want to repeat the whole thing. Get with someone else and have a couple more kids and live this. You know, try to recreate that.
Right.
First of all, I probably don't have enough time, and I don't think I'm looking for. I don't want to cheapen that experience. It was the love of my life and the things that were there, and just I don't want to try to replace them or replace that. So,
Right.
So it's something different though, and
Right.
you have to find out what I had to find a new purpose, something that makes me happy, and I mean something that makes me feel fulfilled. I got a song for you.
Let's go.
I'll tell you
Let's
what.
play.
This is called Just a Song.
Okay.
It's kind of my About Me section.
Yeah.
I was in New Mexico busking in front of this Hastings bookstore.
Yeah.
And this guy came up, and I had the case open and $1 in there, and I'd only been doing this about a year or two, and the guy came up and goes, so what you doing here? And I think I told him something like, practicing karate, building a rocket, or something smart aleck to say, you know.
Right.
I was just frustrated, and it's hot in New Mexico.
Right.
But after he walked away, it started to rain. It got worse. I packed up my stuff, and I wrote this on the way back to where I was staying, because I realized, man, I owed that guy a much better answer than what I gave him. He was really just asking, what's your story?
Yeah.
And that's some genuine interest.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
right, exactly.
So this is called Just a Song.
All right, cool.
I picked up this old guitar a couple of years ago. I just started walking when I had nowhere to go. I don't know where I'm headed. I don't want to join no band, but I'll see the end of every road before I die if I can. Somewhere down this road I'm on, someone's feeling just alone. And if I sing loud enough, this could be more than just a song. I've seen friends and lovers, children all pass away. I felt like an old man at the age of 28. When I get the feeling lonely, wishing for a life I had, I sit down on the corner, strum a while and put out a hat. I don't know no Jesus, but if you a praying man, put in a good word for me, which gotta help this traveling man. Hey, ba 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 da ba, ba 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 da ba. Alright. Now I ain't say all this for pity. I don't need nothing from you. Somewhere out there, someone feeling like I do. Somewhere down this road I'm on, someone's feeling just alone. And if I sing loud enough, this could be more than just another song. Hey.
Man, good stuff.
Yeah, I got recorded a version of that was really good. I got a friend, Kane Creasy, that he's like my best friend, and he plays with Gideon Crow music, and
Right.
he makes everything, all my little banging and strumming little 3-chord songs or whatever, he just makes them sound so much better. So he's got all that.
Right,
all that,
right.
like, those people that just can feel a guitar out all over the place. It's just so nice.
Right.
So anytime I could, I tried to have him come up here with me, but it was working. It was kind of last minute. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I didn't mean to get in so much into your story because I know it can get kind of heavy, but I think it's so important when someone's got a story kind of like you are, or you have, where you've had something going on, especially when the family's involved, and then you're connected and you're disconnected, and there's a journey. And I just think we can help each other by sharing our stories. You actually never know who you may be helping because you've shared your story. And it's like the guy that asked you when you were busking, he may have needed to hear more. And so I think it's important to take the time, and you're doing that today by coming on the show, and I think it's freaking awesome. So, but I want to ask you, so what are you looking for? What is your search for?
Right now, like I said, I'm just looking for a place, but there's a question I don't get asked much, but I actually, it sounds corny if I said bed and breakfast type of thing, but I do have a plan. I found out right away that I like doing things like, I try to find balance, so I try to spend what I can traveling and what I can housed up somewhere, and anytime I try to give back because of all of the people all over the country that let me stay with them or crash on a couch or just scoop me up off the street or give me a ride or whatever. So when I have a place, I always try to make it available for travelers, and that's really been a really cool thing too. And I like feeding people, so that's I used to work in a kitchen, and I found out I really do like feeding people. So it's really great when I have a place and people come over, or when I stay somewhere and get to cook for 'em or something, because I like that. So that's, other than music. Music just keeps me sane. Music's just for me. For something I feel like's more worthwhile is I'll probably be cooking somewhere at some point. I got a lot of construction background, so I'll probably get a little piece of land whenever I find a place near some water, near a river, whatever. I'll build me a little place and live out of a trailer until I get it all up and functioning. Have a garden and cook for some people. Take in travelers as they pass through.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe it'll be near a
You
train.
could run a
Maybe it'll
hostel.
be near a train when
Run a hostel.
I want to run a hostel as much as I'm not. Yeah. Maybe Airbnb out one of the rooms and just serve breakfast and get some of these little traveling entertainers that come through, hopping the rails or hitchhiking.
Oh yeah.
And have them cook or have them make beds or have them play music or something.
Do you have like a favorite recipe?
I'm pretty good at breakfast mostly. That's why.
Okay.
Yeah. So omelets. I make pretty good omelets. Yeah.
Yeah, omelets are good.
I don't do it a lot right
Omelets
now.
are good. No, you're too busy on the road. Well, I know that you've got probably a pretty decent support base up in Denton. I mean, there's a lot of a lot of people I think we know in common.
Yeah. I think I looked on Facebook and I think we had 40-something people in common. And I know that like 6 of my personal friends, 5 or 6 of them have been on this show. That's how I started watching you months back.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. I think Ray Chan might have been the first one when she was doing when her and what's her name were doing the 2-girl thing. I think Ray Chan might have been the thing, but
Sarah Ledford.
Yeah, Sarah Ledford.
They were doing the golly.
I love the little
Wild
videos
Natives.
they put up. Yeah, I love the little videos they put out. They were so comical and fun.
They were on top of the marketing thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I wish I was that creative.
Yeah.
They were like getting after it.
Well, somebody gave me a camera about a year ago, and so I set up a YouTube and tried to start learning everything I could about putting videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
And so that's what I've been doing.
Yeah.
I kind of just shot vlogs all summer. Got really good and tired of talking into a camera.
With all your travels, I would think that'd be cool to document.
But the idea was to take, and I think one of the first videos I did was I took a bunch of the vlogs and a bunch of the things from all over the country, and I put them into a video, and then I made another one similar. I went and got day drunk with some friends and tracked another song and made a video. But this week, last Saturday, was actually the first real music video I've ever made. I'm hoping I finish it.
Wow.
Put it on YouTube in the next month or so.
Yeah.
I'm hoping.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, you ready to play another song?
Sure. I'll play you the one that let's see if I can remember it. It's called "You Get Used to It." It was a song prompt. You know Matt Grigsby too, right?
Yeah.
So he's on the Denton Songwriters Guild there, and it's really cool if you're in Denton. They get one prompt every month, and they write a song to it. And the prompt, this was a little while back. The prompt was "You Get Used to It," and this was the first little. If you go to YouTube, you see the very first video I ever posted. It was
that was it.
It was this. And it's called "You Get Used to It," but I'm not sure if you really do. So
Yeah.
Wake in a city of sounds that bring you home. You get used to it, is what I'm told. I burned every bridge where I used to sleep. Never going back between you and me. Back in the beginning of a great start. Working hard now on a broken heart. I went and gone and done it again. Love opened me up and took a friend. So I played a tune and drown that ring. Where hope gets lost and blind never see. Exchanging every night for day. Show me how to fall and be okay. How to be okay. Show me how I'll be okay. I hear the sound of a train and hum a highway. I kinda wanna leave, but I kinda wanna stay. The telephone crackles in the back of my mind. A lonely tone flying a hungry sun. As I play a tune and start to sing, hoping you'll come back to me and exchange even one more day for night. And maybe this time we can get it right. Maybe this time I'll get it right. Maybe this time. Hear the sound of a train and hum a highway. I kinda wanna leave, but I kinda wanna stay. A telephone crackles in the back of my mind. A lonely tone flying a hungry sign. I'm glad you like that. I'm glad you like these songs.
Oh man, I totally. Well, a lot of it is the melody. If you dig the melody and then the lyrics, and then especially when they're coming from somebody that you've met that is cool, has a cool story, and it's just like it brings everything. Everything comes together, and it just creates a good experience.
Yeah,
so.
I find with most artists, even like writers and painters, and it just seems like if I get interested in one, I'm just that kind of person. That I think I also worked a lot for magicians, like behind the curtain type of people,
Right.
Tech crew, fog machine, cue lights, trapdoors, the guy in black, that knew how the trick worked.
Right.
I made that helicopter disappear, but I really find it interesting. People, I find art interesting, but if I find an artist I like, I really get into who they are.
Right.
And I hate to say this, but even if I really like the art, if who they are really isn't interesting or disappointing to me,
yeah,
I'll lose interest in the product.
Oh, absolutely.
And then the same thing can go for the other way around. I'll read a book and I really, should I read more of this guy? But I'll find an autobiography and I'll read that or something, and I'll be like, wow, I'm really interested in this person's life now.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I'm totally that way, and there, in fact, there's a number of musicians, but more actors that I don't like who they are, and so I just lose interest in seeing their movies. It's
really disappointing.
I'm not like boycotting them. It's just like I really lose interest in what they're doing, and it's like it really. So yeah, I know I'm the same way on all levels, but yeah, that's very cool. Well, I think it's very interesting what you're doing. You're just traveling place to place, and I'm interested to see what happens.
Just visiting friends. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Pretty much after you've been traveling this long, it's pretty much just visiting friends, and luckily I got friends all over the place because we've been traveling this long. So
yeah.
I never really needed a really good excuse. Get a postcard from Chicago and the skyline. Wow, that looks cool. I'm gonna go there.
Right, right. Have you ever been to Jackson, Wyoming?
Jackson, Wyoming?
Yeah.
I don't think so. No.
On the southwest side of the state.
No, I'm going to New Mexico here in about a week or so, and going to get out kind of Arizona way, I think maybe.
Have you been in Colorado?
Yeah.
Okay, if you travel up the west side of Colorado and travel up the next state up, Wyoming, travel up in the western.
You're not the first person to say this, because Wyoming is just one of those states where I'm like, yeah, it's like is there really anything there?
Jackson. Let me tell you something.
I have heard.
Jackson is freaking heaven on earth.
My response to Wyoming is when people, you've been to Wyoming? I'm like, oh yeah, what's the name of that town that's there?
Yeah.
I think Jackson is the place that everybody always says.
Yeah.
Like, there's at least one town in Wyoming that I hadn't been to.
Yeah. Well, it's.
I've ridden trains across there before.
It's a beautiful place. It's at the base of the Grand Tetons. And it's a beautiful mountainscape, and then you've got the Yellowstone, 40 miles down the road. You've got right outside of Jackson, right outside, just a few miles outside Jackson, the bison, herds of bison will cross the road right in front of you. Antelope, elk, moose.
Yeah.
There's the wildlife.
Elk. You ever had? No.
The elk is the best meat God ever gave us.
Up in the mountains in Colorado, I think there for a while, every home that took me in, or every soup kitchen I went to, or every special of the day, or whatever,
it was elk.
Was an elk chili, or an elk stew, or an elk burger, and I'm like, I like these all. Elk is great.
They use it for everything. Sausage.
Sausage, yeah.
It's like the highest protein meat. And it requires very little, if any, seasoning. It's just naturally an amazing gift in red meat that we have. I absolutely love it. It's my favorite. But you've got to put that on your travel list. You got to get to Jackson. I think you'll love it there. In fact, there's so many, because the weather in the summer, it's so nice that everyone's on the patios, and then they hire band solos to play.
I absolutely.
You could probably.
I'm going to be up in Canada this summer, and probably come back through Washington, and then I'll just hang a little left. And Wyoming's not far.
I would go there, and probably a lot of opportunities to play, and you'll love it there. I'm telling you, you'll love it.
I love going places I still hadn't been.
Yeah. You can raft down the Snake River and. Cool. It's just cool stuff. But okay, back to you. So right now you're doing you do some solo stuff, but you've also working with a project.
Yeah. Well, we were talking earlier about Gideon Crow Music.
Gideon Crow, right?
That's where you can find all of my stuff under. Like if you look for music, like Spotify or YouTube, my YouTube channel, or Facebook, or any of that, it's all Gideon Crow Music. But I do have a new project that I was going to tell you. I was telling you, it's a great time to catch me right before the summer. That's why I was happy to come over here, because I put together a little thing. Me and my friends, we're calling it Rat's Revenge, and we're going up to
Rat's Revenge.
Well, the three of us.
There's got to be a story.
Yeah, the three of us all had a mutual friend, Preston, and he was a big traveler, big train hopper. And he's such a likable guy. You ever meet one of those people that just has friends everywhere?
Yeah.
He was just that kind of person.
Yeah.
And so he had pretty much a home base in like the Denton area in Texas, and Medford, Oregon, and in Vancouver, Washington. He had a home there.
Wow.
And so when he passed away this last summer, they had a memorial for him in Vancouver.
Oh, he passed away?
Yeah, and then they had a memorial for him in Medford.
Wow.
And then they had a memorial in Denton. And when me and my friends met up in Denton for the memorial, we kind of started talking about these things. I'm thinking he always used to send us videos of this ride in Canada that he really liked, and we never did it. So I said, I think I'm gonna go ride that train. And my friends were like, yeah. And then we were like, well, we should all three do it, and we can play some gigs on the way up there. I'm setting up some gigs.
Yeah.
We're going to have a big thing in Vancouver with some local band there too. And Preston's nickname was Rat. So since we're doing the memorial tour almost a year later, only backwards, we're going from Texas to Medford to Vancouver.
Right.
Then it's kind of like revisiting his old haunts and stuff. And his nickname was Rat, and
Wow.
that's when my friend was like, "What's Rat's Revenge?" So we're writing songs.
Okay.
We're playing some songs that he really liked too, and the video I just did this Saturday was a song I wrote for him, and we're just kind of like, it's just going to be a thing. It's
all
just
about
to
Rat.
honor him. Yeah.
What happened to him?
It's about a 2-month project. Oh, things. One of the things to being so adventurous and so out there, sometimes you get a little too far out there, and whatever. So, and
Because he was not an old guy. He was
No.
Well, that's sad.
yeah. But we're doing our best. And I think it's gonna be it's one of the first times I've ever realized that I'm starting to get to know my friend better after he passes away.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
That's never happened to me, because I'm meeting friends of his
Right.
that I'm like, how did you know him? And we'll talk, and I'm like, well, you're really cool. I can't believe we didn't know each other, but we both knew this cool guy.
Right. Wow. Yeah.
And it's just a way to honor him, I think.
Yeah.
Keep him. He's going to be the 4th member of the band, we've decided.
Like the Beatles had their 5th, so he's your
Yeah.
4th.
Be the hidden 4th member of the band, the one that the whole thing's about.
Yeah. Wow. That's a cool story. Well, I'm sorry to hear about him, but that happened a while back.
I'm going to say September or August, September, somewhere around there.
So it hadn't even been a year.
Yeah, no. We're going up to Canada, and we're leaving here. We're throwing some really big parties in Denton, actually. Graduation weekend, there's 8th and the 9th of May. There's a show at J&J's, and then there's a show at Armadillo Ale Works. We're setting those up. We're not playing at those, but we're just setting them up to get people excited about May 15th, the day before we leave to go to the West Coast. May 15th is going to be all of our bands, because we're all in separate bands too. Kane's in Shooting Czars, and John's in Lost Cadets, and I've got the Gideon Crow Music. So we're gonna, and man, that house show we've already lined up a tattoo artist that'll be tattooing on site. A couple of girls that are showing their art. There's a guy that's spitting fire.
Wow.
Like spinning fire and spitting fire.
That's
Until
cool.
you see it, it's pretty crazy. And
Yeah.
then some kegs and some, music, beer, and tattoos, and fire, and art, and bands.
Something
and
for everybody.
It's just going to be wild.
Yeah,
So
sounds
it'll be a
like
good-
it. So it'll be a great send-off.
Yeah, it'll be a
Right.
good time.
All right. Do you mind playing one of his songs? Can you?
Yeah.
Or one that he liked? I mean,
we're still in the phase of writing those.
Yeah,
I
okay,
just
let's-
made a video. I just don't want to
Yeah.
mess up on him.
yeah.
I
I
write
get
them.
it.
Here's the thing: is I write them, and there's better musicians around me, so I can write pretty little.
I can tell you're thinking about it, but don't do it. Just wait.
Yeah.
Just wait. Don't want to spoil
I'll
it.
play you another new one, newer one, if you want.
Okay.
Call it Open Mic.
Okay. Cool.
I wrote this last year, but I mean, it's fairly close now. About another friend of mine who's not dead, Lotus.
Okay.
He was telling me this story about he came to stay on my couch, and he was telling me this story about, his name's Lotus, and he's Lotus the street poet. He was saying, when I was in Oklahoma, I used to be known as the Words. That's what they called me there. And I went to this, he said, I went to my first open mic in Tulsa, and it was up on 16th Street, and I was this rough South Side cat that, just did not fit in there with all the Jesus-looking $5 a drink hippie-looking people, and
Right.
he goes, they're going to hate my stuff. So he said, I signed up for the open mic, and I got kind of nervous. I went outside and smoked cigarettes until they called my name. And he said, I went in there, and if you've ever heard, I mean, he's got a book now. He hung out on my couch and got hooked up with a friend and made a book. So
Wow.
Lotus the street poet he's just really, I think on Facebook he's Vega Bond. But he's got some crazy, great poetry.
Yeah.
Just rock you to your core stuff.
Wow.
And so he told me this story, and he's like, and then I did the open mic, and when it was over, it was just quiet. And then he said, and then, Patrick, it started. That slow, steady, thunderous, roaring applause, that thunderous claps. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm sitting there going, And he's like, and I'm addicted to it. That's it. Ever since then, I can't get enough of it. That's what I want.
Wow.
Every time I get behind a microphone and I go, I'm pretty sure I got at least one verse to a song by now. So
Yeah,
this one's for
right.
him. Is it?
Okay, cool.
This is open mic. Addicted to it, I can't let it go. Stunned thunderclaps, another good show. The Southside Monster on 16th Street. Listen to the words or just let them be. Words I spilled out for Jesus and his drink. Lotus to bloom out of the rough. Double down for one more hit of that stuff. And give me thunderous claps. That slow, steady roar. And I'll always come back for just one more. Tallahassee to Jackson Square in New Orleans. Appalachian trails, the Venice Beach, Florida to leave you sleeping on the street. And you can find it anywhere. There's smoke and drink. There's a gambling man and a gambler's chance under every marquee, saying, give me thunderous claps. That slow roll and roar. And I'll always come back for just one more. One more score. Alright, here's the truth. Addicted to it, I can't let it be. Every sucker on a stage, including me. It isn't money, fame, or glory we seek. But if you get a taste, it's just so hard to leave. And you can find it anywhere. There's smoke and drink. There's a gambling man and a gambler's chance under every marquee, saying, give me thunderous claps. That slow roll and roar. And I'll always come back for just one more. And that's okay.
That's great, man. It's great. Okay, so I got to know about this guitar. Tell me about it.
This was you had Ramiro Muniz on your
Right.
Maya.
Yeah, about a month ago.
He's a super talented songwriter.
Cool
And,
guy.
As you can see, I take spills. I damage guitars pretty often, and but you know, I'm gonna back up and say I ran into this Mexican guy in New Mexico 2 years into traveling.
Okay.
That just had all these things, and I started figuring out after we stayed with him and we slaughtered like 30 sheep for his daughter's quinceañera or something. I was like, this guy's got stuff. He's got things, but you know, he's driving around in a broke down pickup. It actually broke down on the road to take us to Ruidoso, and he said, it's okay, I got like 10 more. And I was like, what is, and this guy, I said, so how much money do you have? And this is all he would tell me. He said, you know, you don't need $1 million. All you need is 1 million friends with $1 each. And I'm starting to learn that's the truth. So I busted my guitar, my livelihood. I busted my guitar because it happens so often. Trains and hitchhiking and sleeping outside. It's just so rough on a instrument.
Right.
But it's my livelihood. It's what feeds me and keeps me sane.
Right.
And so I busted mine. Busted this Martin I had. It got brushed off of a table and smashed on the floor. And at a bar, I was digging out stickers for somebody. And the next I posted on Facebook. I was like, man, I just busted my guitar. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna record this week. and within like that day, like Sarah Carino, like all these people I barely know, and all these people that I do know, there were like 4 or 5 guitars that were dropped off at my house just for loan. And Ramiro went one step further and said I could have this because it was an extra. And it's funny because it's got his name on the back of it. A little sloth, because he's a big old sloth. He said he made that label when he was 13. He forgot it was on there.
Really?
He's been writing. He's like 25, 26 now.
Yeah.
And he said he's written pretty much all of the songs for his band and all of his songs on this guitar that he's had since he was 13. And
that
anyway,
means a lot.
And then I messed it up, of course, making it look. You gotta have stickers. You gotta have tattoos and scars for the road. That way it's identifiable.
Right.
But yeah, so it's been around a little bit now.
Wow.
And it's just, people are so nice. Like I said, don't make a lot of money, but I mean, there's a couple $100 I didn't have to spend on a guitar, you know, of any kind.
Right.
But I avoided the whole thing because, you know, people tend to take care of me with what I need: food, shelter, guitar, strings, things that I need, and you know. It's okay living off of like $10 to $50 a day or something. You know, it's living off of real. If you get everything you need without money, then I'm usually taken care of. But yeah, I'm really happy he gave me this.
Yeah, that was good. Good thing. All right, man. I'll tell you what. Well, let's do this. First of all, have you ever played at Killer Tacos?
Yeah. Played at their open mic and stuff.
Everybody plays there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, every time I see.
Well, Caleb Coonrod from Remain was hosting an open mic there regularly, and he really got a lot of artists in there to come.
Oh, okay.
So they do other things, comedy nights, and they do.
Oh, okay.
They play bands play there and stuff. But everybody was really. Caleb's such one of those good guys too, nice guys, and Remain is just awesome. His band's awesome.
Yeah.
But things started really happening for them, and he had to take more and more time for the band for projects and trips and tours and records and or albums or whatever, and he kind of handed it off to Blue Ajay, and he's I think he's doing it now.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah,
and he's awesome too.
Oh,
he hasn't been in Denton very long.
He's a cool guy, right?
Instantly was
Denton adopted.
Dentonite. Yeah.
Yeah, he told me that story. It's kind of crazy. Well, how do people contact you? I mean, if they want to follow you or in your music, where do they go?
Gideon Crow Music.
Okay, Gideon Crow. Gideon.
Yep.
Okay. All right, awesome. And
my shirt. And also, listen, I got a nice comment on this shirt.
I came here with nothing, and I still got most of it left. That's awesome.
Whenever I get money for another print off, I want to put it on koozies because I think that'd work. Koozies. Yeah. But I play you one more if you want. Or
in fact, I'm gonna close, but I want you to play us out with whatever you want to play.
Okay.
Okay. So give me a second.
Sure.
So guys, I want to talk just briefly about this pop-up here, the Hip and Hippie Pop-Up. All these items here, items are handcrafted by local artists. There's items here from I should say gifts from handcrafted journals, handcrafted their teas, like the drinking teas. Oh my God, candles, natural candle line. There are handmade scarves. We have all sorts of cool tees and jackets. I like to say we have from the beautiful to the badass. And they're all one-of-a-kind gifts for men and women. So we're open here every Wednesday from 4 p.m. till 8 p.m. and on Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. And again, these guys come in and they do their art and they sell their art from here. And you know, they make a living off what you support them with when you make a purchase. So you got to come down 1523 Dragon Street and support these guys. And don't forget that special person in your life, right? So you can follow me and all of my content on YouTube, youtube.com, Barside Jive Live. I'm also on Instagram and Twitter at Barside Jive. And my show today, as always, has been sponsored by Ido Popkin. Ido's based in Zurich, Switzerland. He creates fine men's clothing for the cosmopolitan man, tailored designs for a unique look, setting you apart from the crowd. Our show today has also been sponsored by Optigraphics here in Dallas, who created my amazing signage behind me and Patrick. These guys set the standard for multidimensional and special effects imaging and printing, so take your print needs to a whole new level with Optigraphics, optigraphics.com. So guys, we are just about out of here. I want to thank Patrick for coming in today and doing this. It's been awesome learning more about him and getting to hear him play. And
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I look forward to following you.
You're a good character. I really liked everything. I've been looking forward for this for months, waiting for you to call.
Yeah, well, I'm been looking forward to you being here. So, still want to get you in the studio.
Okay.
We'll do that down the road. We'll do it. Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
Down the road.
Down the road. So, guys, we appreciate, Patrick and I both appreciate you hanging out with us this evening. We want to ask that you be kind to one another, keep it real, keep on rocking, and here one more time, Patrick Hamilton right here on Barside Jive live on Dragon Street. What are you going to play this time?
Well, I wrote this at sitting at a bus stop in New Orleans, so I call it NOLA Blues.
Yeah.
Here's another true story for you.
Yeah.
Well, I was making my way down the road and a story yet to unfold. The dog started barking, so I sat down and kicked off my shoes. A stranger said, son, you carry quite a load. Is a journey worth its weight in gold? So I picked up my guitar and started singing the blues. I said, I've been on this road so long, I can't remember quite where it began. I held on this guitar so hard, now it's my only friend. I've been rambling up and down, trying to find an end, and I ain't been home since I can't remember when. Been all over the country, coast to coast, more times than I can count. Playing guitar, drinking and a fussing, trying to find my way out. Started out at the bottom, not a penny to my name, and let the world do their best. I came in with nothing and I still got most of it left. I think that was the only reason for writing this song, is that one line, so let's do it one more time for posterity. Hey, I started out at the bottom, not a penny to my name, and let the world do their best. I came here with nothing and I still got most of it left. Thanks.
Hey, tell them bye, Patrick.
Bye. See you later.